of the U.S. anti-missile system in South Korea. More than 10 protesters were injured during clashes with the police on Wednesday. Nearly 200 local residents from towns near the deployment site of the THAAD system rallied overnight in Seongju County. A protest organizer said the protesters do not plan to leave the location yet. Washington and Seoul reached an agreement in 2016 to deploy the THAAD missile system in an attempt to counter North Korea's military threats. China is opposed the move, saying that it only destabilizes the region and does little to neutralize Pyongyang's threats. Press TV's Frank Smith joins us now from the South Korean capital, Seoul. Frank, walk us through the initial stages of the deployment of that missile system and those who are opposed to it as well.
Well, it was agreed upon early last year, almost a year ago now, and there were widespread protests in South Korea. Prior to the decision of the location, there were protests, and then when the Ministry of National Defense and the U.S. Forces Korea, when they agreed on the location, residences of that location in Seongju, near Seongju City, the first location, they rose up in massive protests, some of them 30,000. I visited the region 5 times covering this for Press TV and saw many protests. And then when after that initial decision, that initial site was chosen by the U.S. and South Korea, because of the initial demonstrations against it, a different site was chosen, one at a Lotte golf course. The land was exchanged with the Ministry of National Defense, with the government, and then designated as the THAAD deployment site. Following that decision, again, more demonstrations came up in Gimcheon. That's the city closest to the site, although it's still in Seongju County. These demonstrations were ongoing throughout last year. Then late in the year, when we had the massive collusion and corruption scandal that engulfed President Park Geun-hye's administration and led to her impeachment and removal from office, the THAAD issue kind of fell off the radar a little bit. And now we have a presidential election. And with that election, the U.S. is hurriedly deploying THAAD, knowing that perhaps after the election, the THAAD issue will again rise in terms of public perception, and we'll see again the widespread protests that we saw last year. That seems quite certain now that the THAAD issue has entered the political realm and has become a main campaign issue. The leading candidate in South Korea's presidential election, which will be held on May 9th, Liberal Moon Jae-in, he advocates a review of the THAAD deployment and possible reversal. He wants to negotiate THAAD with China and bring in talks with North Korea to try to get them to abandon their nuclear missile programs and thereby, avoid the need for THAAD altogether. However, the other sort of close second-running candidate, Ahn Cheol-soo, he suggests that South Korea needs to honor its agreement with the United States and go through with the deployment that's now underway despite these demonstrations of local residents.
Thank you very much for the update, Frank. From Seoul Press TV's Frank Smith. And with that, it brings us to an end here on this edition of Press TV's Top 5.
Who are the people of the Most High? Israelites.
Hey, Shalom, Master. All praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Okay, and I'm Priest of Bar, and with me is
Amadia.
and basically we're gonna touch on the word love, man, and keeping the commandments of the Lord. Because a lot of people in this days and time, they use the word love so loosely, man, claiming that they love.
Who are the people? Israelites.
Hey, Shalom, Akim. All praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Okay, and I'm Priest of Bar, and with me is
Amadia.
and basically we're gonna touch on the word love, man, and keeping the commandments of the Lord. Because a lot of people in this days and time, they use the word love so loosely, man, claiming that they love this and that they love that. But we're gonna define love according to the scriptures, man. All right, and the brother we're gonna get the book of First John, the 3rd chapter and the 11th verse. All right.
Okay, 1 John 3 and 11. For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we shall love one another.
Yeah, that's the message that we heard from the beginning, that we shall love one another, man. Going all the way back to the beginning, to the time of Adam, man. All right, when Adam was on the scene, back when the patriarchs of Israel was on the scene, man. When Moses came through and freed us from the Egyptians, and he gave us the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh.
Testing, 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 testing.